Men in Japan can be really weird. Hi, Pickers the Guy here, Jamaica content creator. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I've done a video just sitting down talking to you guys at this. I want to talk about a few things that I've been seeing recently while being out in Tokyo at night, especially in nightclubs and probably the dating scene and night scene. I have come to realize that men are weird. Humans are weird, but men in Japan can be really weird. You would go to events and you would swear down. You would actually swear down that some of these guys are with the girls they're talking to, or they came together. When you check it out, these guys just met the girl on the way into the club and are behind her like a defender marking a striker in soccer. Or a point guard being marked by an opposing point guard, or center to center, whichever sport analogy you want to use. They are that close to them, they are almost in their skin, right? And me being the person I am, I don't try to block or try to facilitate and make sure if I see something happening that's untoward, I will run interference or whatever. So last night I was actually in the club emceeing, and I saw somebody that I know from IG. We haven't met, but we, timing, we just haven't met up and stuff. And then I saw her, I said, hey, what's up? And I saw this dude talking to her. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be, because people are weird. In the clubs, in nightlife, Japanese guys, American guys, African guys, whoever they are, they have some sort of entitlement to women, especially when they buy them drinks or approach them first and feel like they are supposed to be there the whole entire night. A lot of the times women just entertain them because they don't want to reject them or upset them and cause something to happen. Yes, that's what I was last night. And I was like, is that you? She said, no, sir, don't you dare. I don't know him. I'm like, you don't know him? And it just triggered a couple of memories I've had of being in the club, whether at a dancehall party or R&B party or Afrobeats party, and seeing how some men act so possessive over someone that, not for want of a better word, is not theirs. It's not somebody who they're dating, not somebody who is a friend, but they're just so close, and it creates a level of discomfort for many women. And with that, it causes an issue. And people fight and get drunk and whatever. But that's not even it. It had reached a point where my friend Ajichan had to actually create an all-women's party. No men allowed. And I mean, it's a wonderful idea to me. It's called Girls and This. And it happened September 6th. And it is a wonderful concept in terms of, a safe space for women to just dance and hang out and have fun without no scrutiny from, people who can't, don't have self-control. I'm not batting, I'm not up choose me. I'm just saying that's the space I've been and I've seen things. I've seen things in nightlife that, I mean, I guess it's standard in places, I guess, but it's not safe. Girls, be careful, be smart. Don't just jump on a guy because he invited to VIP. Be careful. Traveling groups, it shouldn't have to be that way, but it's just one of those things that, if you see something, guys, that is unsafe, call it out, stop it, prevent it. Don't be that guy. You know what I mean? Because things can happen, and it's really a shame that women have to create probably their own space to get to enjoy themselves to the fullest. And that is why usually as an MC, I kind of feed this, read the air, cookie yum, which is Japanese KY, reading the air, watch situations, so the girls are, what type of vibe the girls are on, if they're out for a girls' night, if they're out to get some, extracurricular activity. You can tell the vibe and therefore thus act accordingly. But persons just don't care. Some people are just out there to just have chaos and to keep chaos. And it's just interesting to see how the night progresses from the stage, especially. You see like girls coming together, and then there's this is so 3 girls. The hot one, the second in command, and the one that's just there because for whatever, right? Always 3 girls. I don't know why. One girl sees a guy, and then the guy friends come in, like 5 or 4 guys come in. There's one guy that the girls are like, yeah, he's the one, he's number one, I want him. He's hot, whatever, cool or whatever. Cool. Then you have the second in command, you have the other guy who is the wingman, the vice master, and then there's somebody else who is nobody wants to talk to. He's probably not the most attractive, bad personality, whatever. So it's always an interesting dynamic of matching and somebody sacrificing for one. I saw it live last on Friday night. Sometimes the cool guy can't dance to save his life. He just I guess a piece of eye candy for the girls, and they try to dance with him, and she said, you know what, I'm going to overlook your lack of rhythm because, you know, you're cute or whatever. But it is the more reflection of life, how you negotiate these things, everything on negotiation. And it's just a vibe. If you want to have fun, do it. A lot of people come to Japan just to ball out and have fun, and it's just one of those things. Speaking of dynamics in the clubs, I absolutely hate when people just come into the party and demand a request. I don't care if you spend $300,000 on liquor or for a VIP section. Let the party go. Let the DJs do their thing. I just don't understand why you think we're your personal Spotify playlist. I really don't get it, and it is absolutely annoying when the MC and the DJ are, you know, creating the music, carrying the vibe, the place, and it's going. We just played Afrobeats for 45 minutes. It's not an Afrobeat night, it's an open format night. 45 minutes of this, 25 minutes of that, and we're going through and doing things, and people are dancing and enjoying themselves. You, with your three friends at the back, holding up Afrobeats, play Afrobeats. After Afrobeats is played for 45 minutes, it's going to piss people off. And I was going to go to Manila this weekend. Maybe I'm getting old, because back in the day I didn't have a problem with it. But now, because I'm getting older, almost, you know, life begins after this age, it just becomes something of inherent selfishness and entitlement, because you have come to the party, we have to play everything you want to hear. There's a rhyme and reason, there's a timing to the party, there's a science. You can't play the hit songs at 12 o'clock. You can't. You can't play the latest song at 12 o'clock. So what happens at 3? What happens at 2:30? You know, it's about balance. And then it's always, I have to say this, the Americans, they don't care. They'll come into a dancehall reggae night. Yo, can you play some hip hop and R&B? Bruh. I mean, they can't help it. It don't matter what event is happening, they want to hear the hip hop R&B, and if you don't hear it within 10 minutes, they're leaving, because, you know, customer is always right. But sometimes there's something about a vibe of a night. I can understand if there's nobody there, or you're the major person. Like if it's 20 you're here and there's other 10 other people in the party, I kind of can see you want to hear things to make everybody you dance. But you have to be mindful of the whole vibe of the event. They came to the club to have a good time, drink. Wait a bit. I've seen people make requests and they don't hear it, and they come back within 2 minutes. Hey, you didn't play my song. I said, yeah. You notice we're playing Latin music now? We're playing reggaeton. Give us a chance. Transition towards hip hop so we can play your song of choice. And I don't know, people just, I know R&B is great. It's great. Hip hop is R&B is great. Dancehall is better. I mean, Caribbean music is just top tier. Afrobeat is great, awesome stuff. But just be mindful of other persons. There are other customers in the club. If it's an R&B night, then fine, totally get it. You know, you rinse R&B until it's dead, hip hop till it's dead. But if it's an open format night, we have to see what the vibe's like in the entire club. Look at how the parties react and people are reacting, and play that. Now, another thing I hate is when DJs also are unable to either read the room and maintain a vibe. So everybody's dancing the dance hall. Everybody came to the stage and is dancing, whining, enjoying themselves. You play 5 little commercial dancehall songs and then switch back to hip hop. The people went back and sat down. Like, bro, why are you killing the vibe? And DJs who are unable to, like, be, what you call it now, flexible. I know a lot of new DJs are coming out in Japan. Everybody wants to be a DJ, so they start out new and they play that, have the set, and they play that set no matter what is happening on the floor. They're unable to adjust on the fly. I mean, you're new, work on the game before you come out. Take off the training wheels and bust it out. Isn't it? Being a DJ is not easy. I would definitely say that. I don't think it's easy, because you have to be able to maintain a part, maintain the tempo, keep the vibe going while there for your hour or your 30-minute set. 30-minute sets are pretty easy. 30-minute sets, by the time you start playing, you're done. An hour to an hour and a half, that's when it starts to get tricky, because you need to switch up the genre, maybe the genre. And just keep the vibe going. And I think persons are unable to do that. And playing songs out of context or playing it out of timing is absolutely diabolical. Saying, yo, big up to all my Jamaican people right now. Ready up, Jamaican people. And then you play, take it easy, I will do the work. You don't have to. What? Did you just mix Jamaican and Trinidadians and Tobagonians, soca? And no. Don't you dare do that. Because the people in the party will let you know that you've committed a faux pas. You mash up your vibes, my brother. You see me, I say? And then also, deliver us. Deliver us from playing the older songs all the time. Hey, yo. Yeah. Jesus, I mean, every night. This is how we do it. Bro. If they play This Is How We Do It one more time, bro. That song is before I was born. Actually, no, it was in the 90s. But that's the point. Club music, club culture in Japan needs to change, I think. A lot of clubs, I mean, some clubs need to find identity. Some already have, and that's where people go. One Oak, hip hop, whatever. That's it. That's just go. It's a global brand. Everybody knows it. Some spaces are a little bit more inflexible. Some are flexible. So you have to know. And people who know. People who know who know. You know, people know who know. Yeah. But yeah, that's what everybody to do really well. The events that happen that have an MC or don't have an MC, and the MC and DJs actually make or break your event. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. I have seen persons who are MCs for events that get by because they're popping up. That's it. They don't bring anything to the table. To the event, they don't, whatever, fine. Interact with the crowd, maintain the vibe. You know what I mean? It's an art form. There are many good ones, and you have a lot of people that are kind of trash, but we're not going to get into that. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Also, just switching from the nightclub into more a Japanese type vibe. This is going to be probably a longish video. I haven't done this video in a long time, where I go into segues and stories, and I think people like this style. You can do it while you're washing your clothes and doing laundry. I think persons really need to understand the whole difference of the Japanese culture, and in that meaning, you're in a country, and I guess you're seen as a guest or a visitor, but there are things that are unwritten rules in this country, right? There are unwritten rules, and they are also socially acceptable things that you need to understand and to do. A lot of things in Japan are unsaid, and it's just something that is expected of you. Generally, there is a sense of community and being considerate about someone else. The work culture, corporate culture, office culture is totally different from like being out in the streets. And I'm now in an office working, and I notice such things. Like for instance, they don't, in the workplace they use the last name, so they would say like Takahashi-san, right? When they address foreigners, they say the first name. It's a slight difference, but it's a bit nuanced because you're still not treated like a Japanese person, but you're expected to behave like one in certain situations. Your expectation as a foreigner though is a bit lower, so you do have some leeway to make mistakes, but after a while they expect you to understand certain things. Again, reading the air, very important. They're less direct. There was definitely stuff like, oh my god, it's hot, it's really hot today, right? Looking at you sweating profusely, or sweat coming down your face. Not to say it's acknowledging it's hot, but to check yourself because you might need to wipe up or wash your face or whatever. Things like that. More suggestive than, not to say in this country is without fault. I think persons keep conflating issues. You can critique a country and still want to live there. You can find fault with something but still want to pursue or to continue in that situation because you see potential. There are more benefits. You know what I mean? And I think that is the real issue with persons who love Japan and influencers that come to Japan and the persons who live in Japan who only see a particular side, and that is the most important thing. As a human being, not because something has not happened to you doesn't mean it doesn't exist or it cannot happen. It's not possible. You know what I mean? And the shift in the media to only highlight what foreigners do as bad things has painted this image and perpetuated a stereotype that will continue to happen unless persons highlight the opposite or the contrary, or more balanced presentation of news is done. There was an incident recently with a guy that stabbed his girlfriend, not a foreigner. But in the news, a similar incident happened with a foreigner. Guy came from Korea and did a similar thing. So, I mean, it's just an interesting way and perspective of things here, living in Japan and visiting. And so, people just need to just be good human beings. It's not that difficult. It's harder. For me, I think it's harder to be a piece of trash. You know? Why wouldn't you want to see people happy? I have some more things I want to talk about in a broader sense, and that will speak to foreigners, because the foreigners in Japan can be really weird as well. Like, why would you just go out of your way to be an hindrance, you know, messing up the people in the ecosystem? Like the guy that was standing on the thing, the Shibuya sky. What? You travel to Japan to do that, bro? For what? To what end? But apparently, you see, framing is so important. Foreigners and Japanese will forever be at odds because of how the country is set up. And at the end of the day, this is their country. Full stop, period. However, there are certain deficiencies. Full stop, period. How you want to address it is up to the government. And the government has decided to try and bring in persons who are willing to work, because the population is dying, question mark. There's a big age gap. Like where I live, when I used to live in Kisarazu, all I would see was old people and high school and junior high school. That was it. I hardly saw people in the working class age. It's a serious issue. And the way how I think the government is going about it has upset a few people who don't truly understand that foreigners do pay taxes. Foreigners do have to contribute to the city tax, the pension, health insurance. We're not getting anything free. We're probably paying more than you, the Japanese. Them also. Because there's this disconnect with the communication, especially with Japanese being a language that is not straightforward. The language itself is not a straightforward language. So you trying to be direct will come off as rude or strong or, you know, blunt. And that's not something Japanese people really do. You know what I mean? But it's what it is at the end of the day. I just like talking myself. I run up a mouth. So I want to share a quick story to end. I was going back into the nightlife and the difference in culture, and it's just interesting how the country is changing slowly but surely. Tokyo does not represent Japan. Osaka does not represent Japan. Shibuya, Shinjuku doesn't represent Tokyo. You see what I'm saying? So you get a place here that seems to be metropolitan, very futuristic, but when you get out into the more suburban areas outside of Tokyo, outside of Osaka, the main cities, you see a stark difference, and it comes back to the mean or to reality. You know, people see these fax machines here up to this day. Fax machines are still used in certain companies. Paper trails is still a thing. A hanko is still a thing, you know what I mean? But some places you only decide. Some places still only take cash regardless of how established they are. You know what I mean? So it's a whole, everybody has a different experience. We just need to be able to respect that. And until we are able to do so, we will always have, you know, the tension and the whatever, unnecessary tension, I believe. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, see me? Now, the story. So when I first moved to Nagoya, I was in the club, and I was going to use the two stories. I was in the club. It was more of an open format, but more just music, right? I'm going to the bathroom. There was a line, and this this Japanese guy was behind me. He touched my shoulder, like, "Hey, where are you from?" Because Japanese people find the most awkward times to try and approach a foreigner. I'm going to the bathroom, bro. I'm in the line. You touch me, where are you from? I said, "Oh, I'm from Jamaica." "Oh, Jamaica, Jamaica, oh, Jamaica." You know that you know that is the Formula One, like that type of. I am going in the bathroom. And also I go to relieve myself. And this man, while I'm relieving myself, tries to conjure me. So I was shocked, and I said, yo, what's that? No, bro, what? Like what? You know. I got to the bathroom quickly, washed my hands, and left because that's when I knew that Japanese people have no fear of consequences because it's their country. Nowhere else in the world would anybody trouble a man while he's taking a piss like that. Anywho, that is the video for today. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, or the commentary and stuff. And I will see you soon. Hi. Minasan, それでは、じゃあねー。